All right, after our now technical difficulties, we are on air live with Patty. Patty, I can honestly say that did not rock.
Tell me about it.
That did not rock for you tonight. But we have so much to talk about in your game and what happened from the beginning. But I want right now, what is your raw emotion? What are you feeling right now after the wheel? You're the first person to not be eliminated by a vote from Sequester. How are you
feeling? I made Survivor. I made Sequester history. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're the first person to. Awesome. I mean, he even had a vote to go with it. So I mean, you're the first person that a tie. You're the first person to go out by rocks. That's for sure.
Right. Well, I certainly, being a big Survivor fan, I know what it means to go out by rocks, and I kind of felt I was like, you know what? I felt good about my game. I had a ball. So I was like, if I go out by rocks, it was meant to be. You know what I mean? Would I have liked to have not?
And yes. I want to get into that decision a little later, but first let's backtrack.
Yeah.
And let's go to the beginning of the game. What was your strategy coming into Sequester Season 4?
Well, I'm a really big fan of elimination games. I really, really am. And I always put myself in places of people, and I try to think how they would think, and I try to put myself in who is playing against the person, and figure out from that perspective how to move. And so I knew this game was a whole different ball game because of the voyeurs. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's going to be a lot of, how do you hide secrets? How do you keep anything secret? It totally blows up your game. And I can tell you, it makes you so paranoid. And, I read on social media, somebody called me out for my guilt. It wasn't a good look on me. And I had to laugh because I'm like, what are all these people thinking when I say these things? Because
right.
I tend to give people what I think they want to hear. You know what I mean? So I may like someone a lot, but yet when I'm talking to somebody else that doesn't like them, I'll trash them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I like them. So it's really complicated, because then people that are watching it are like, oh my God, she hates this one. But no, I'm actually trying to work with that one. So
it seemed like you were really good trying to cover all your bases. I think at some point or another, you have offered a deal to everybody that was in the game.
You know what? First of all, I have to tell you, I loved getting to know the people, a great bunch of people. I was really intimidated at first because I saw that I was 18 with experience and everybody else was 24. So I was a little worried about that. So I just couldn't have asked for a better cast. I mean, great job to Audrey and to you. I mean, phenomenal job.
Yeah, and tonight, honestly, as I said in the tonight was one of the best episodes we've ever had in the history of Sequester. I mean, it was game talk from the beginning, and
it's about time.
Stuff. But yeah, okay, let's still stay back. I'm going to get into tonight with you. I know it's getting late, but this twin twist. Patty, you are a twin.
Identical.
You have an identical twin. Did you have any idea that Eli and Zeke were twins?
Well, no, I didn't. I really didn't. And I don't think anybody did. I talked to who I thought was Eli the first night. And then the second night, I thought I was talking to Eli. But it was really Zeke I was talking to the first night and Eli the second night. But I thought the second night it was Zeke. And I'm like, one of them has a fuller beard.
Uh-huh.
In retrospect.
Hindsight's 2020. I mean, when you're in the game of Sequester and you have 2 hours to strategize, the last thing you're thinking is, "Oh my God, he has a fuller beard than somebody."
Exactly.
You're trying to save your own ass every night.
I'm looking at his T-shirt. I'm looking at his baseball cap. I mean, he totally. I mean, come on, they
played that.
And remember,
really, really well.
We're strangers to them. We don't know them, and we're only in rooms with them. I didn't monopolize Eli's time.
The funny thing is, Eli and Zeke even revealed that they had family members that were watching that had no idea they were switching in and out.
See, there you go. And if they can fool their family members, who am I?
Absolutely. So that was crazy and that was insane. But they did a good job with that. So shout out to them. I just wanted your perspective on that, you being a twin yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. let's get into tonight, Patty. It was a crazy night from the very beginning. And that first vote, I don't think went even how you wanted it to go. It's hard to tell with you who you're really working with because you are so convincing with everybody that you talk to.
Oh, I'm really glad to hear that.
And I think that so many times throughout this game, I heard people say, I like Patty. I don't want to vote her out.
Oh, thank God. But I got to tell you, yesterday, really, I mean, I have to start with yesterday because this game is just, it's like a seesaw. 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down. And I always tell myself, no matter how good you feel about things, don't get cocky. And you cannot afford to in this game. That is what, it was like a flippin' roller coaster, better than anything I've ever been on. It was amazing. But yesterday, I was up in the beginning of the game. I got into Eli's room and I was 100% sincere with everything I told him. And I was so excited because I was in Eli's room first and I got to talk to him first. And I was so on board because I saw, 3 people as threatening. And, whenever there's a bunch, you want to break it up. You know what I mean? So right. I tried, maybe not so subtly with some of the people. And I got a brick wall. And so by the end of the night, I was totally deflated because here I told Eli all this stuff and I saw his after show interview. And I think he may have thought I was spinning, but I, honest to God, was not. So today I'm thinking, because I tried so hard to convince people to use Eli and Amanda and let's go for the power people or whatever. Today I thought I was going to be toast. So I was really grateful, with how the first half went.
And let's get into that, Patty. Tonight in the first half, you were first in a 3-way tie. You were involved and got enough votes to have the tie. And then in the second half, you turn everything around and there's another tie and you're not involved in that tie at all whatsoever. You are given 3 opportunities to flip your vote and not go to rocks. And every single time you keep it in a tie deadlock. Why?
Because if we had lost one of us, it could have, I know I
But you used the word could. It could have.
But it could have. Yeah.
But if you lost
I would have always had a chance because you're not.
You could win LOC tomorrow. You can flip the votes. So why you decided to take the game out of your own hands and put it in the hands of a wheel.
And I'll tell you why.
Why do you make that decision?
I made that decision because I am a loyal sucker. And I felt today that one person in particular really went to bat for me. And I wasn't going to turn. And I after feeling out the situation yesterday, I wasn't sure how that person really stood because I viewed that person having a closer relationship with someone else, perhaps. I didn't know. You just don't know. And you never really get to express your true bonds with these people because other people are in the room. So it is so challenging. That's the whole, dynamic. It's just, how do you really tell people exactly how you feel? You can't because you don't have intimate, private conversations with them. So this person I felt really made a leap of faith and went with me and went to bat for me. And so therefore I was going to do the same for them. And I did. And I blew my game.
Patty, any final words or anything else you want to get off your chest?
I just, like I said, one of the things that is difficult for me is when, I'll give you I don't want to, first of all, I loved everybody. I wanted to get to know everybody. I thought there were some people that didn't socialize as much. And I think it was very, very important to socialize a lot. And I did want to stay in the middle, but all the time, I never really knew if I had a real solid ally. And I had 2 people that I was working with, and it turns, but I never got a good feel. I never got this person is 100% with me. So it really led to huge paranoia, and I think all of the castmates, for the same reasons I just vocalized, felt the same way.
But there's paranoia all over, that's for sure.
Yeah, all over. But I just want to say, like, today, I think I was talking to somebody and I said, about, I had to be in with Eli and listen to him. That was because I knew the person I was talking to was anti-Eli. And really, once again, I can't tell you, I thought Eli was a great guy. And I'll tell you something right now, I would have gone with them 100% if they weren't gunning for the person they were gunning for.
Fair enough. Well, Patty, it was a pleasure and a joy to watch you play. And we will see you again on Saturday as you will come back and help us crown a winner of Sequester Season 4.
Can't wait. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Patty. See you then.